Hi everyone, DJ here. Welcome to Best of the Worst Shellcat Builds in Leg Worlds, Part 26. Overlap part of Best of the Worst Shellcat Builds in Leg Worlds. We have shown what the Treasure Cave, the what was the Shellcat build? The Treasure Cave, the Blacksmith, the Western Fort, which is pretty much right here, and the Western Gold Mine. If you guys haven't seen what lab part of Best of the Worst Shellcat builds, may go to that part before this one. But today we have some Shellcat builds that are pretty much still a little bit Western, but most of them are pretty much like next to nice Shellcat builds as well. And one of them is kind of very new actually, because the first one I have shown before. The second one I literally thought I have seen before, but I actually never seen the Shellcat build like literally at all. The third one I have shown before, and pretty much saw the fourth one. And I can't wait to show these Shellcat builds in today's Best of Worst Shellcat builds in Leg Worlds. So, I'll wait no time as always. Let's get into this. And also, guys, look how big this world has gotten. By the way, look how big this world has gotten. It has been 7 months since this world has gotten big. By the way, which is like crazy to me. By the way, and let me remind you, this series has been going on since late around 2024. By the way, like late the end of 2024. So that is crazy. So let's go ahead and start showing off the first Shellcat build. But before we do, I almost forgot. If you guys didn't check over the poll, by the way, may go check that poll out. Today's poll we have for Minecraft is, what is your favorite thing to mine in this list? So we have is the coal, iron, gold, and diamond. And you guys pretty much pick diamond, which is pretty much, I'm not gonna lie, I would rather look for like diamonds than like iron, gold, and coal. But to be fair, I do like mine mostly like coal all the time to get like mostly like, you know, killing animals and pretty much, or should I say killing Minecraft animals, pretty much like mostly cooking it and pretty much trying to survive, and mostly getting iron as well. Gold, I really don't see it often, by the way, and diamond, yes, I will get diamond as well. So I would choose diamond as well. So that's all I just want to say for that one. But let's go ahead and start showing the Shellcat builds. So the first Shellcat build is from Best of the Worst Shellcat builds. And it's one of those Shellcat builds that hasn't been really talked about in like probably forever. And that is the Western Hideout. Now, if anyone doesn't know this Shellcat build, this is pretty much another Western Shellcat build. But it's pretty much a bridge, which is pretty much a hideout. Which, I'm not gonna lie, this Shellcat build is probably one of the most best hideout Shellcat builds of all time. Very better than the Jewel Thief Hideaway. So what you have here is pretty much the bridge, like the rundown bridge, or should I say the broken bridge, with a bunch of dynamite. Then if you go in here, I'm guessing pretty much inside of it is pretty much is the hideout. You have is the wagon wheel and tubes with the let's see, there's supposed to be like some gold around here or some studs. With the bunch of store barrels. Then if you go up top some more, go to the second floor, you can pretty much see nothing right here. But if you go up the ladder, you should pretty much see a bunch of like gold bars and some studs. Which, I'm not gonna lie, this is probably one of the most better hideouts than any of these Shellcat builds I've shown. Like the bandits, what was it? The bandits hideout was not a good hideout at all, because literally all nobody would probably like. Well, sorry, mostly some. I guess I can say Western cops can probably just explore that, because they mostly can, I guess, see most of like the stuff anyway. By the way, besides they would probably see out the open anyway, so it wouldn't be a good hideout. Then the Jewel Thief Hideaway is probably like mostly not the best one either, because I think like the Shellcat build itself is like, you know, you're in like a what, like a junkyard. By the way, I mean, to be fair, it is a junkyard. I mean, nobody really gonna explore a junkyard and pretty much like around like most like the middle of the night, especially like from like abandoned one. But I would rather probably just have mostly a Western hideout than pretty much than like a Jewel Thief Hideaway, by the way. So yeah, but still, it's good to see the Shellcat build after pretty much like for how long? Maybe like 3 years since like the end of like mostly was it showing the missing Shellcat builds in Lego Wars, if I remember the series was. But still, it's glad to see the Shellcat build pretty much in 2025. So, Western Hideout, you're pretty much the best one, and especially for a best hideout as well. So, welcome back in 2025. Alright, the next Shellcat build is pretty much new, and I'm not gonna lie, I thought I have shown this showcat build before, and I have never shown this showcat build, or should I say, I have never literally shown this showcat build at all before. It is one of the most newest ones as well, by the way, and it's also another Western one, and that is the Western Truss Bridge, or just call it the Western Bridge. Now, this right here is pretty much interesting because we already have a bridge showcat build known as the Western Hideout. Well, even though the place itself is pretty much the hideout and also has like a bridge. But what's so weird about it is that there's two bridges now, actually. There's two. And why am I saying two? Well, look from the first showcat build I've shown. This one has a bridge showcat build, part of the Western Hideout. This one right here is part of the bridge of the Western showcat build. So you get what I'm saying? So this is one of the most, like, I guess, cool showcat build. I mean, it's just a bridge. I mean, not to disrespect bridges or anything like that. I'm just not mostly the type of person would pretty much like love bridges. Not saying I hate them, by the way. I'm not saying I hate them, by the way. They're beautiful, but it just like I never seen no one really talk about bridges at all, and it's like one of the most life things ever. I never even heard nobody talk about before at all. But if you like bridges, that's pretty much cool. I'm not saying I'm hating them. As one more time, I'm not saying I hate them. I just really never had my mind up of a bridge like showcat build. But this one is pretty much just okay. This was an okay showcat build. This one is pretty much just fine. So Western Bridge, I guess I can give you about. You know what? I'm gonna respect the bridges. Respect the bridge, if you know what I'm saying. Respect the bridge. So I'm pretty much gonna go ahead and give it just a little bit the best showcat build. Just a little bit. So welcome to 2025 of the new showcat build. So which is great. So let's go ahead and show the third showcat build. And this one is probably one of the most ones that I have shown plenty of time before, but hadn't shown in like for a long time. And that is the Nexo Keep. Now, if anyone doesn't remember this showcat build, this was part of mostly the Nexo Knights, mostly like rows of showcat build. Now, if I remember, I think I remember showing it back around like 2021, I believe, and also around 2022 when it came back, when in the last season of showcat build, if y'all remember from over season 5 of Nexo Knight showcat builds, which I'm not gonna lie, this showcat build is pretty much cool. This belongs to like Axel actually, because Axel is pretty much like part of this showcat build, which is interesting. And also one of them, what was it? What was the characters' names? Where they at? There they are. The Stompers, yeah. One of the Stompers, so which is pretty much nice. You got pretty much like a turkey with some sausages, which is nice. And then if we go up top, which is pretty much we have a statue right there. If we go up top, we can pretty much see is a Stomper right here. Because I'm still in first person, you can see this lovely, just literally a Thanksgiving dinner. This is literally a whole entire Thanksgiving dinner. You got 4 turkeys with a bunch of steaks, pies, some drinks, bread or a baguette, with some cherries, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Which is so just like, this is like a whole entire buffet. I'm not gonna lie. I know I haven't seen the showcat build in like forever, but like, till this day, I want to know who came up with this. Because whoever came up with this has got to be like one of the most like craziest buffets I'll ever eat. Like, this is literally a buffet to eat all day. I'm not even kidding. Like, 4 turkeys, a baguette, pie, cherries, drink. That's literally sounds like a whole entire like low entire like eat for a day. That's literally for eat for a day. But still, this is a this is a good showcat build too. And I do love how they have with like the statue as well, especially with the is that the balcony chair? Yeah, with the balcony chair. Then if I remember up top, let's go up here. Then if I remember up top, there's Axel. I wish I can play as the character, by the way, but for some reason he's not even like mostly available to play as, which is like kind of disappointment. Disappointing. But it's pretty much nice to see him in Lego World, by the way. He's one of the characters that I don't really talk about in Lego Nexo Knight before, by the way. But still, it's cool to see him again after like a long time. Then from up here, let's see. I think there's supposed to be something else, right? Yeah, we have this little kind of like a, I guess you could say like a little like computer station. Not really. With like a lookout right here, so which is also nice. This is a very good showcat build too. Then we have is pretty much the I was say I thought it looked like a lance for a second, but it's not. Then you have is like some stairs right here, which looks very bright because it's literally light blue, and there's literally nothing up here. But yeah, it's good to see the Nexo Knight keep showcat build after pretty much so long. I wonder if I can get down on that. Okay. But still, it's kind of sad to see that that I haven't shown mostly any of like the Nexo Knight showcat builds for like a long time, by the way, especially now to this year of 2025. So, but it's good to see the showcat build again. So Nexo Keep, I'm gonna give you, or should I say, you're pretty much the best showcat build as well for pretty much coming back. So welcome back in 2025. All right. And the last showcat build we have for today is one of the showcat build that is basically kind of like the villain's hideout, or the villain's base, I can call it. And it's one of those showcat builds that are shown from Nexo Knight showcat builds, and mostly from like the showcat builds itself. And that is the Stone Tower Ruins. Now you can pretty much see Jestro, which I haven't seen Jestro in pretty much like most like this showcat build in a long time. If you want to know, there's supposed to be like 3 other characters known as Runa, if I remember, Runa, and oh, I think they're right here. Yeah, there's Runa, and for some reason she's stuck in the stairs. Wait, how did that even happen? Okay, well, I don't want to mess the showcat builds up, but I'm about to get you out of there. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, so that's Runa, which I think that was her name was, correct? Yeah, Runa. Then the what's his name? Yeah, Gargoyle. Yeah, he's supposed to be around here too. I'm not entirely sure if he's around here or not. Yes, he's right here. I don't know why he's not mostly on the map, but you can pretty much see him right there. He has a cool design as well. He's pretty just like the Stompers, so which is nice. And I think he's also the other villain in the show as well, so which is pretty much nice. Then you have right here, it's pretty much the book, which is the evil book, by the way. I don't know if we're gonna show it, but it's really just show the Monstrox table, so which is cool to see. Then if we put it on first person, you can pretty much see mostly like, just look at the evil book, by the way. That looks crazy that it's pretty much moving by itself as well. Which we have as a bone, and the lava chair, and the Nexo crystal rock. So which is nice to see. This showcat build is like one of the most like coolest Nexo Knight showcat builds. Probably one of the most better ones, by the way, because most of all it's showing most of the villains, and also showing the villains from the show as well. So that's like a nice touch as well. And besides the all, I have mostly seen them before in the show, especially Jestro. So it's cool to pretty much see this showcat build again after pretty much like a lot of time before. So that's nice to see. But Stone Tower Ruins, you're probably the best one as well. So it's nice to see you again in 2020 in 2025. So welcome back. All right, well everyone, I'm gonna go ahead and end off right here. If y'all enjoyed, you already know what to do. So I'll see y'all tomorrow afternoon in the next video. Bye.